What's going
Yo,
on?
yo, what's going on, man? We supposed to go midday, but we want a little bit later, but we're gonna bring y'all,
Just
some
better
quick
today.
news. Yeah, y'all know how we do it, man. Pop-up show, quick pop-up show. What's going on, chat? What's going on, man? Come on in, come on in, come on in. Ski, what's up, man? Ski already on it, man. He said you can't say you want him gone, but then he talking to you because I didn't say it because that's probably what you put. But
Smitty, want him
he said he
gone.
will be here because on his contract, which I disagree with him.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
he
know.
said, yeah. He talking about you can't agree with me when I say that he'll be here because of his contract. You know what
I've
I'm
been
saying?
saying that though.
And
I've been
I ain't
saying that. Yeah,
and I
we
ain't
yeah,
tripping about people disagreeing with that.
nah,
At the end of the day, that's just how I feel because the Falcons are going to have
right.
to show me differently. I mean,
Facts,
I'm
facts.
used to, what I'm saying, the Falcons doing what they're doing, so
Yeah,
uh
man. All good, nephew. But I'm gonna tell you, man. I know he need to be gone, but the way his contract set up, not gonna happen. And again, like I said last night on the preview show, it could be a simple fix where he can just bring in an offensive coordinator, somebody that can develop a quarterback to work with my companion and get him going in the right direction. That may be all he needs. You see what happened with the defense last year. Jimmy Lake was the problem. We figured that out. So yeah, I mean, look, it worked. It happens. It's all
mhm.
good.
We'll see what happens,
True
man. But
706, man. He said he gonna be here next year, but with a new offensive coordinator, hopefully new special teams coach. Yeah, he going to.
yeah, that's why I
And
figure. Oh,
strength and
I'm
conditioning coach.
telling you,
Right,
I'm
go
telling
ahead.
you, man, Williams is definitely have to be gone. I mean, special teams have just been dismal, and we can't. It's been unacceptable, honestly. And right now, I don't see no way how it's just going to magically turn around. Special teams has just
Right,
been that bad, giving
right.
teams
Very bad.
field position all year. So you can't have that, and that's going to have to be something that we address. I think heavily. We got to get somebody that got a good track record as far as special teams because this isn't the first year, so it's not like it's all on Williams, but it has been bad like the past few years. So we just got to get that special teams right.
Yeah, I remember we had Bobby April back in the day, and he's still coaching.
Hey man, you may
You
need to
bring
bring
him
him
back to
back. Who
be honest.
knows?
Yeah, man. True 706, man. It's one of my long time followers, man, since I had 48 subs. But yeah, he's right. He's 100% gonna be going. That strength and conditioning part. Nobody talks about strength and conditioning. That's a key part of element when it comes to recovery. And if you go to that show, the Raw Report with former Falcons, Jalen Collins and Darren Bates, go to that episode with Mike Davis, and he talked about the strength and conditioning coaches of the Falcons, and how he felt like they was trash, and why, he didn't like the way they used to do things, and that may be one of the problems why these injuries not getting healed like they're supposed to. Because I mean, if a pro football player tell you that the strength and conditioning is trash, you got to believe that, man, because they been there and they've seen this thing. So I mean, y'all go check out the Raw Room, man, and look at that, man. Stephanie said, what up, Chris? Everyone live in the chat. Miss
What's up,
Stephanie, what's
y'all?
good? Dirty Bird Gang 11-hour boy. He said, just got to realize we got coaches that full of BS and have
Oh,
been showing they don't have a clue what they are doing at all. And a couple of them don't. And I can't say that for Jerry Gray. He already know what he's doing. He's a veteran in his league. Albrecht know what he's doing. Really, all of them know what they're doing. They just confused at how to approach things. And if you don't know how to approach certain situations, of course it's gonna make you look bad as a coach.
but I
Bobby,
mean, we got situations that are just continuously making us look bad as an organization, and I mean, we're going to definitely get into it, y'all, because definitely the Falcons have another big problem, another one. So, and it's like it's little thing at the little thing at the little thing, and it's just I'm just tired of being involved in all the little distractions here and there, just as an organization. It's just like why can't we
facts.
just fully disclose things, or why we have to feel like we're the Secret Service, or I just don't understand it, bro. But at the end of the day, it's just things that we didn't know that they're starting to come out now. And it's very interesting. Well, like I was telling Smitty before we start the show, I was like, things that make you go,
Hmm. M Dub, what's up, man?
What's happening?
Miss
Hey, Miss
Carey.
Carey, how you going? How
Miss
you doing?
Carey, what's good, man? Like she said, man, y'all please hit the like button
Oh yeah,
for
please.
A1 Forever, man. The Smitty Sports Machine, man. We would definitely appreciate it. Nando, after we get Nando coming, we're gonna get into it. You
Mhm.
said what's good, Smitty and A1. I have a question. Do you think that Terry Fontenot will be the only one scapegoated? Wow, this off season. I think
Mm.
special team coach Zach Robinson and Raheem should all be gone. Woo, boy,
I ain't gonna
that's a
lie.
lot to unlock.
I hope
Go
Terry
ahead.
Fontenot is here. I'm not gonna lie. I will first off. That's what how I feel. I want Terry Fontenot here. So if we can some kind of way keep Terry Fontenot, I'm cool with that. A special teams coach, he's already gone in my book. Zach Robinson, we'll see what happens with Zach Robinson. I feel like it's going to be an honorable discharge type thing. Maybe he go to Oklahoma State. I don't necessarily see him here next year, regardless. It's
That's
just
what
been
we
a
said. An
lot.
honorable discharge. You in the military?
Hey man, it's going to be honorable because it's going to be coming from Raheem, who is his boy. So that's
Right.
why it should be pretty honorable.
Yeah.
Relationships do matter when it comes down to stuff like that too. Now
Absolutely.
it's Raheem. So my thing for Raheem, I just wish he just started off with veterans from the beginning, and then maybe things would look differently. I definitely believe that the win loss total would be different for him. I'm just being honest, but there's no way to necessarily guarantee it. I understand that too, but there's the probability, you know. But Raheem, I still do feel like he's going to be here next year. I feel like again,
Yeah, no doubt.
it's still got other guys that you can get rid of and try to fine tune the team. We've seen that happen so many times with other organizations and just throughout the league. So how can we not sit here and think, especially with the Falcons' track record, that we're going to be here with Raheem next year and we're just going to have different coaches, similar to how we got Jeff Ulbrich. We love this defense
Right.
now, right? Exactly. So it's just
Right.
like maybe we get an offensive coordinator, maybe we can love the offense and the defense and the team, head coach, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like again, that's not how I feel personally, but I understand how things work, in this business and maybe even not to the fullest, but I do understand some of it, the totality of how things work in relationships and contracts and money. It's not our money.
Right.
Of course, we want to get rid of people here and there, and fans call for it. But at the end of the day, optics, contracts, relationships, who do you have to replace these people? Who do you have to replace these people? All that. So a lot of factors, some goes into it. Whether we like it or not, fans, whether we like it
Right.
or not.
Absolutely, man. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm with Chris 200%. I feel like Terry Fontenot has done a good enough job, man, to keep his job. But I think if he does get fired, it's gonna be a total blow up because a new GM means a new coach, means a new staff. And the way we've been playing this season on defense, you got to find a way to keep that together. And we've talked about it on the show since last week. You got to find some way to keep some continuity going. And keeping Raheem may be the only way to do it. And Chris has said this 1,000 times. But when you look at Raheem, and sometimes his lackadaisy attitude, it's like he don't give a what. You just can't have that type of ego and that type of attitude in the NFL. You got to be humble. You got to take things with a grain of salt and put your best foot out there every time. Stop making excuses about we got to get better. We know you got to get better. Go out and
Hmm.
show us you're gonna get better. Don't keep saying it, just do it. And
Yeah,
like you
man.
said with Zach Robinson, Oklahoma
Action.
State, yeah, he's definitely gone. And Raheem, I think his saving grace he may be one step from just turning this thing around, man. One step, but all he got to do is get out his own way, make that move, and stop having the big head. Because like you said from the jump weeks ago, trying to build a coaching tree is something that you got to do once you're established, and he was nowhere near that. And trust me, it takes a while for you to get established. Big bro, what's good, man? What's
What's
good?
happening, family?
Uh, Kyle said, I think 100% Penny Jr. is our guy. The coaching
I agree.
staff is pissing me off. They are ruining him. He's going to want out next year or so if they don't get this right. But one thing about that, Kyle, I think he has no say so in that. He's on a rookie contract, so he's got to wait till that contract is up before he even think about asking for a trade. Um, But yeah, but you got anything else before we get into the main topic?
Let's go ahead and get into the juicy details, man, because I got some things to say about this. I'm telling you, man, I do.
Hey
But
man, if y'all see that background, his face is covered a little bit. But that's actually Darnell Mooney, man. And Darnell Mooney, you got his stats pulled up, Chris?
Darnell Mooney, that's nothing but a click away. 1 second for me here.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah. But yeah, Darnell Mooney, man, a guy who was 8 yards away from being 1,000 yard receiver last year. And so far this year, he has 13 catches for 190 yards, averaging 14 yards a catch. Because I know a lot of those passes, are past 15 yards most of the time. And longest catch this season is 38 yards, where he had against the 49ers. No
Yeah, I remember that.
touchdowns. But again, only 200 yards. This man is really not even on pace to hit 700, maybe not even six. So it's tough, but
We
he's been
halfway, so
battling
he right at
injuries.
about 450, 500.
Right. But he's been battling injuries. He had no training camp, no preseason, no way to practice with Michael Penix. And we knew that. We understand that, it's gonna take some time. Then boom, the hamstring happens. Oh, more setback. So more so, I was questioning about his health. Can he stay healthy? Than his
Right,
production. But it looks like he is not involved in the offense. And again, I do know that on the lack of the camp and the progressions, and even Darnell Mooney himself said, I have no chemistry really with Michael Penix. Again, he missed all that time, so I get it. But
right.
there's more to the context, and it's so crazy, Smitty, because we were there first day,
Man, we was looking at
we
it
were
when
right
it
there.
happened, bro. We was
Yeah,
there. When
we were
he
there.
came down on that shoulder, first thing Chris say, "Uh-oh, that didn't look good."
Right,
And
and then
he
he
gets
pops
up,
up,
he
went
pops
right
up
to the
quick. I
sideline.
mean, super quick. He started to run towards the huddle, but he said, "Oh no, this ain't working." So he busts a quick left, and he goes straight to the medical team. And he
Right,
did not come. And he did not come back,
and then I remember we was talking about it, and then I remember saying to you, I was like, man, I hope he ain't broke nothing. And then the look that you gave me was priceless. Like you just
bro.
saying, man.
Bro, the way that looked, bro, I was like, man, come on, dog. Did you really have to do that? And
Man,
Chris said, "Oh, that didn't look good." I looked directly at Chris. Chris said, "Oh yeah, you got that look on your face."
yeah, bro.
That's
I was
man.
hoping he
Look,
didn't break nothing. But
oh boy, we knew that wasn't the case because he was out too long. And the thing that kills me the most about Raheem when he talks about injuries, he can't give you a damn direct answer. Well, we won't know this next week, and we got to keep looking at that, and hopefully he's coming along like he want him to. And when he said that about Trent Anderson, I knew it was a lie because
yeah,
Chris, what have I been telling you ever since probably preseason? Well, the first week of training camp, even before we went to training camp when they started, coming to the facility. I said, I do not see Troy Anderson coming back this year because if you look at the injury he sustained the last couple of years, he missed a lot of time. And I truly believe, and this is last year on the contract, I truly believe, though, he got 1 foot playing for somebody else next year or come back here on a lesser deal, or he's got 1 foot into retirement. I mean, that's the
yeah,
only way, it's going to play out. Why? Because he hadn't played hardly no football in the last 2 years, and we're the only team that really knows how he plays. So if he signs another contract, it's going to be a re-sign here, and that's the only way he's going to get back to playing football. And he's had shoulder injuries, knee injuries, ankle injuries, and they just keep adding up. So
yeah,
you
and then
talk about a
last,
former quarterback, man. So
yeah,
look,
oh yeah, talking about Troy, yeah, man, Troy. I
yeah,
would told you I was over that really in preseason. I just felt like, okay, in my mind, I was like, let me see if he shows up for preseason. If he can't, I really can't invest a lot of time in my mind for him because he's not here. I just got to worry about the guys who are. And I was like, okay, we'll see what happens with the Pope list.
right,
After not coming off of that and still being out and still even being out at this juncture, is just like, how can we put more energy into thinking that Troy Anderson will return this season, if at all? We have to
yeah.
roll with the
I
guys
just
that
don't
we
see it.
have. Yeah, we just, I understand good intentions, but still bad draft pick. I mean, it is
Right,
what it is. We seen the
right.
potential because we always remember the Troy Anderson game versus those Aints, but outside of that, y'all, it's just like we don't have a lot to go off of. So it just that's the end of it is with Troy Anderson. But yeah, Darnell Mooney, man. We have some comments. We actually, Raheem Morris, Dukes and Bell have a coaches show, I believe, that they have to where they interview the coaches like once a week. And Raheem Morris had about an 18-minute interview on there with them, and Darnell Mooney's name was brought up. And then Raheem Morris kind of disclosed some things that we can speculate about, but we didn't actually know until he said it. So we got a little something for y'all.
Yeah, we got a little something for y'all right quick, so y'all listen to, for y'all can get an understanding of where we coming from. So let me get this going, man. Y'all take a quick listen at this, and we'll give y'all our comments.
We know 1,000 yards. We know he missed camp. We've been talking about this, and I know that played a role. But Coach, it seems like there's no connection between our quarterback and Darnell Mooney right now.
How would you have one?
I don't know. I'm assuming the practices. I don't know.
Yeah, there's been no practices.
For both of those guys.
You just said it. So, like, you don't make excuses. You never talk about these things. But, like, Mooney, we knew how this would work, right? He came back. He broke his collarbone the first play of training camp.
Right.
First play of training camp, he missed all his time. He came back the second week of the season. That was the first time he actually practiced together. You start working those practices. You knew the first 4 weeks of the season would be like almost a training camp for him. So you're working those things in. You get him going. You're really getting his legs back, getting him to run fast, getting him to do all those things. And remember, he had a little small setback there, had the hamstring. He has the hamstring. He misses the 2 weeks or whatever the case may be, really 2 weeks, and then you get him back going again. And then this last week, you start to see him move fast, move around, and then some unfortunate things happen. Like you have a drop right that you never would drop, right, and all those type of things. The timing routes on the sideline are not quite like you want them. And then you have the nerve to ask me why.
Why?
You know why.
Why? Well, no, because
you're smarter than that.
But here's the deal, though.
But again,
Chris,
bro, come on. I'm just saying, man, my thing is, the thing about it is, it's like, okay, I got to give you the build up because it's not just the coach that I'm actually upset with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm upset with Ra about, you know what I'm saying, not giving full disclosure, you know what I'm saying, of injuries and stuff like that. But I already understand that there are loopholes and there are guidelines and stuff that you can kind of somewhat, manipulate. Like, for example, with the injury report. Mooney was on the injury report with a shoulder. It just wasn't saying that it was broken. So they did list him. So if that with that technicality, depending on who's looking at it league-wise, they could say, nah, you could have gone ahead and just said that, or they could be like, that's good enough. It all depends on who's reviewing it, but there is no investigation right now as we know of. But my thing is, guys, why as an organization we have to continue to go through different things like this? Like just from 2021, let me take you back down memory lane. 2021 with Calvin Ridley, with the whole betting thing scandal, him getting suspended for the entire 2022 season. That was one of our receivers, regardless of whether he wanted to play here or play for who we had or not. Regardless, that was a top receiver that we lost due to that. And that I'm saying this is just from since 2021. Then don't forget about we had the Bijan Robinson headache gate. Remember that?
That was the whole thing with
Arthur Smith didn't have him on the injury report, and we got dinged for that. We caught a fine for that. Arthur Smith caught a fine for that. Okay, so then you continue. Then you have Kirk Cousins coming in first day on the job, costing us a 5th round draft pick and getting us a $250,000 fine. That was assessed to Terry Fontenot as well. Again, so you have that going on. Then we have
before you go to the next one, I'm telling you, man, Kirk Cousins knew what he was doing. When he found out about that quarterback, he said, I'm gonna find some way to fuck them up. And he did it.
But he cost us that before he even knew we was drafting Michael Penix.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true.
That's what I'm saying. That was on his introductory
he's still on that bullshit.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, he came in the door already flagrant. And then you have the kicking issue with Younghoe Koo. Then you come into another season with the same kicking issue with Younghoe Koo. Then you have the off-season stuff with Kirk saying, even though that's on Kirk more so than Coach, but I feel like Coach knew about Kirk. Whether we'll find out about that, we may never know. But Kirk coming out in the off-season saying, oh, yeah, I was hurt. It was a clinical error. All those different things like that. yeah, man, I was hurt with my shoulder and stuff like that, but none of that stuff was disclosed. None of that stuff was disclosed, and we having our season going down. We see that he looks terrible, especially against the Chargers, and we don't sit the man. We continue to run him out there, barely beat the Raiders. Then the following week, you want to make the quarterback change at the end. That's wild. Then there's more to it. My goodness. Unfortunately, we had the draft day breach. Remember that? Jeff Obrick's son was costing us another $250K, and then even him with $100K himself. Just pure chaos. And now we have the Darnell Mooney injury disclosure now thing. We don't know what's going to happen with that. Now there may not have anything to happen with that, but it's still on the Falcons record. And I will pump my brakes because I still feel like, as an adult, you got to, lock up your stuff, since security is everything. But Jeff Ulbrich was infiltrated by his own son. I feel like I give Jeff some grace with that, because it's just like, dang, your grown son did that, not a kid, your grown son. So it's like, so I don't really all the way fault Jeff for that, but it's just regardless, it's not about individuals. It's just about the organization. And I'm just like, why do we keep getting caught up in these little hiccups here and there? And that's where I'm at with it. I'm not even with it just as individuals. I'm with it as a whole organization. This is bad. And all this has happened since 2021. I listed about 7 different infractions.
Instances. Yeah. And I agree, man. And I agree with what Joe said, man. They be gaslighting the hell out of folks. I mean, next time I light my grill up, I'm gonna just throw Raheem Morris in the damn chocolate and let him light it up. But yeah, man, you got this pattern is a direct reflection of how the front office is ran. And again, I don't blame Terry Fontenot, because Richard McKay and Arthur Blank make most of the decision. Him and the president, I can't think of his first name, but Zane Beatles, I think his name is. I just think if you look at how it's constructed, the front office is owner, CEO, GM, and maybe the head coach. I don't know. But things that are going on with how they, interact with the media is a direct result of them not owning up to what they do as a whole. But if you look at the infraction that you just pointed out, we didn't have no break in between those. It was one year after the other, one after the other. So when you look at that, it's this. Are they really interviewing these guys, or are they just really going on alone and buying that baloney in the interview that they're spewing out? Because this is why I wanted a guy like Mike Vrabel. This is why I wanted a guy like Mike McDonald, because New England and Baltimore have 2 of the best front offices in the league. We know they have structure. We know they have, how should I say it, championship capability. We know exactly how they're going to build their team. We know they're not going to play that mess. And these type of things, like with Kirk Cousins, would have never happened, because they would have picked it off in the interview. These type things with Calvin Ridley would not ever happen, because they would have just went ahead and cut ties. They wouldn't have sat him out and said, "Oh, he's having issues, personal issues right now," and you're saying that he's gambling and he's going through mental things at the house, things of that nature. But they just keep throwing BS in our face and just expect us to accept it.
Bro, it's
crazy. It's crazy because when me and you first did that show coming from training camp about him going down, if we knew that the injury was serious right there, looking at it that day, they were standing right there on the field when it happened. So you mean to tell me that you can say, well, it don't look good right now? I would have accepted that better than, oh, well, it'll be day to day and week to week. That's bullshit,
the week to week stuff. Yeah, the week to week stuff is just because it's not week to week, And then I forgot. Oh, I'm sorry, guys, I forgot. Then remember, we didn't find out about Storm Norton until just a willy-nilly day about him having ankle surgery. But that was a week to week thing. So it's just, again, I'm just looking at it as an organization standpoint, and it just doesn't look good. And my thing is, I love my Falcons. I don't like I don't take pride in having shows to where we have to have bad news or talking about bad situations or bad decisions. Just
But
I
it
don't.
happens,
That's
bro.
not something, but
It
it happens.
happens.
You're right,
Yeah.
and that's why we have to talk about it. But it's like, come on, Falcons, let's stop having these situations happen. Let's stop having our name getting brought up, or regardless. Like, why can't we just have some a smooth sailing season? It's teams that you haven't heard anything about them all year long. You know what I'm
Bro,
saying? It's teams that you haven't heard about them in multiple seasons. You know, everybody has problems. I get it. But it's
right.
about what is public. And we know that everything that I just said is public. So it just looks bad, man. Then you had a thing with Ray Ray. We'll still never know what's the full thing with Ray Ray. Now, I disagree with the party before the game. That's where I was at with it. And that's where I stayed with
Oh
it.
no.
But
Go ahead.
overall,
I say something in a minute. Go ahead.
yeah, no, but I was just saying, but overall with the Ray Ray thing, it's just like that didn't work out. But you have this going on with Mooney, but yet you getting rid of wide receivers like we just got wide receivers. No, we don't,
Nah.
because Mike Raimondi reported the other day that we trying out wide receivers. Why?
Right. 4 on.
Because yeah, we trying out wide receivers. So obviously we're not set at wide receiver as well. But I get it. If a guy's not buying into what you believe in and what you're trying to preach and show, you have to get rid of them. So it's like, you know, regardless of whether we agree with it or not. But overall, man, it's just hit after hit, man. It's banger after banger, and it's not in a good way. It's just overall, man. I just want this team just to be on the transition, going and ascend up. I just want to always ascend, not descend, and not having teams
just get better, man. Just get better.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. It's just like it's frustrating, you know, as a fan, as somebody that covers the team, as somebody that, you know, that's a lover of sports, you know, all the way around. It's just like it's just bad, man.
Let's get it. Let's get it. What's up, my guy? He said I called it Kurt BS from day one. Just when I thought it could get no worse, it has. Penix literally just told us nobody helping him on the field. This is bad. And the thing about that, before I get into my thoughts on that situation with the wide receiver, man. One thing about, you know, you will know when you got a good coach, because a good coach will not put up with anything. And when Michael Penix broke that news, and if y'all didn't see it, go check it out on my channel. I put it up a little bit earlier. When he said that to me, you got to go all the way on the outside to your former coaches, college, high school, things of that nature. And they got to tell you what you're doing wrong and how you can fix it. That says to what you said before, Chris, about Zach Robinson not really interacting with Michael Penix. It goes back to what you said about what are they really doing in the film room? Because
also, bro, don't forget about the part. I'm just gonna add to it real quick. Don't forget about the part where I said about we didn't have anybody with a proven track record of developing a coach, and that's why I was just so questionable. There's
developing
not one
quarterback,
guy.
You mean?
Yeah. I'm sorry, quarterback. Yes.
Somebody need to develop Raheem. I'm glad you said that.
We're developing a quarterback and a coach, though. We are developing a quarterback and a coach.
Yeah. And that goes back to what I said, man. Kirk Cousins was the offensive coordinator last year. When we needed an audible or a hot route, he knew how to do that. You haven't seen Michael Penix do that yet. And I'm going to keep it real with y'all. He probably not going to be able to do it until he finds a coach that can teach him the basic things, find hot routes, find check downs, you know, what to look for, you know, if the safety lined up here or the linebacker lined up here, what to look at. Because one thing about coaching, it's going to tell on you. Because what do they always say? Coaching is a reflection of your team. And that's the truest thing ever. So when you look at the wide receiver, and this one I'm going to go back to Ray Ray, this is why I feel like Ray Ray had a problem with them firing Ike Hilliard. They fight Ike Hilliard, you know, as a scapegoat. And it's been, about 4 or 5 games since he got fired? What has changed?
The wide receivers have not been looking well.
What has changed?
Outside of Drake London, I mean, you know what I'm saying? My thing is, hold on, let me back up. What I mean by they don't look good is they're not having that same, let's say, separation as a unit. yes, there are players that are getting separation. There are players that are getting open, but I'm talking about as an overall wide receiver room. Yeah, because that means David Steele, y'all, Casey Washington. I'm talking about all those guys as a unit.
Right.
They do not, look like they are week in and week out taking advantage of opportunities, being able to, run the right routes, being able to have that cohesion with the quarterback, offensive line, etc. It's like it's not consistent. That's my point. And that right there, that has to get better, bro. Like right now.
Yeah, but really, do you trust it to get better? Because
I remain optimistic, but let's
just
be honest. I just remain optimistic. At the end of the day, I mean, we have a tall task ahead of us. I mean, the Bucks, they were 4-6 last year, but you see what they did. I know it comes down to coaching, personnel, everything going into the right direction. And of course, I want to say why not us, but there's a few glaring holes in your face on why not us. It's just we have to be optimistic that this team can put it together. They have so much talent that it's despicable how much talent we have. But what's even worse is our record right now. And it doesn't make no sense. But you see different things that are going on in this organization. We don't know what all is still going on behind the scenes, but it's just like little thing that comes out more and more. And again, it just makes you go, But
I mean, it just that bad, bro, to where you have to keep using scapegoats to justify that you can't get your shit together. And that's really a testament to the front office. They haven't been able to get their shit together for 10 years, damn near. How long has it been since the Super Bowl? 8 years? So you mean tell me that you really 9 years?
I'm about to say, man, we're gonna have a 10-year anniversary in a minute.
Yeah, next year's 10 years. So you mean tell me you've been below average that long and you still can't figure it out? I mean, what's the problem? And I'm gonna just tell y'all one thing that pisses me off about the Falcons that I see other teams do. All of these former Falcons that are coaches now, you have never tried to bring them home to coach for the Falcons. Chuck Smith had to go all the way to Baltimore. Terrence Matthews lived probably 30 minutes from the stadium. He had to go get a college job first when he's coached college all-star games before. You have who else that's been, was a Falcon? That's Deion Sanders. We'll talk about that later down the road, but I can see him taking over for Raheem Morris because of his impact on the game. And I mean, it's just so many players that have been coaches in the NFL that the Falcons have never tried to bring home for them to coach. So
and the thing about it is, it's not like some of these people didn't come out and say, "Oh, I wouldn't work for the Falcons." No, none of those guys came out and said any of those things. So
instead, it was the complete opposite. I don't know why they didn't call me. I'd stay here. I mean, I tried. I mean, I don't understand what the problem is. I mean, you got coaches, coaches that have never gotten the opportunity. I would have rather had Terrell Austin than Raheem Morris. I would rather have Pep Hamilton before Raheem Morris. Get somebody, and I know I talk about first-time coaches, but Raheem Morris was not a first-time coach. He was just a safe bet hire. And sometimes you got to be able to bet the house in order to win. And they just scared to do that. And like I keep saying, being uncomfortable sometimes brings you the best results. Preacher tell us all the time. All the time. God gonna put you in an uncomfortable place to push you forward, to push you where you need to be.
Right.
And they don't seem to figure that part out, and I don't get it. But Darnell Mooney, broken collarbone, we knew it. Raheem lied like he did with Troy Anderson, who's been out damn near 2 years because he only played a handful of games last year. I think he played about 5 or 6 games or 4 or 5 games, something like that.
Yeah, somewhere in that area. Like I said, we seen the flashes again. We saw that. And I think that, the Falcons were expecting that they would have Troy Anderson. And I understand why, like, as far as just like the makeup, Just take away the injuries and just think about the makeup. Okay, I understand you keep Troy Anderson over Nate Landman, but I definitely believe that Nate Landman was let go because in the hopes that Troy Anderson would be able to catch on. He is still your second round draft pick, but it didn't. And right now,
Right.
Nate Landman is doing his thing out there in LA. They love him out there. They call him landmine.
My boy had 17 tackles in the game a couple of weeks ago. Think about that. Angel, what's up, my guy? Yeah, man. Look, and to go along with what you saying, man, this is how I really always felt about Troy Anderson, and I'ma just go on and say it because I've been, feeling this way. I told you, behind the scenes, but I'm gonna just say it for y'all to hear. You don't draft a project player in the second round. I'm sorry. I mean, he was a former quarterback. He hadn't been playing linebacker, probably a year or two. And he's been a quarterback, running back, most of his career. It's going to take a good while for him to transition to a full-time linebacker, especially at the next level. So I know he had all athletic ability. I know that part. I know since he was a quarterback, he probably knows how to read the field a little bit better than the average linebacker. But at the same time, you just going to take a project linebacker that you got to develop in the second round. You just wasted that pick. There were other picks on the board when he was on the board. Late in the draft, that came out and played better than he did. That's just something that you don't do. Common sense, man. Common sense. And even though on the LBK hadn't worked out like I hope, he did better than Troy Anderson. So look, there's no slight to Troy, but injuries you can't help. You can't help how your body hold up in the gladiator sport. But at the same time, they fumbled the ball just by taking him because he was a project player in the second round.
Right.
I'm going to just keep it funky with y'all.
Man, I just feel like we just have so much talent, and we got to try to go on a run, bro. Like, I really, it's going to be really bad, because my thing is, like, we know it. Like, a lot of us know it already, but the Falcons still have to go out there and play the football games. It's still any given Sunday, try to go 1-0 each week, all that good stuff. But if the day really comes to where it really sinks in that we are going to miss the playoffs yet again,
hey, bro, if we lose this Sunday, it's definitely over. It's definitely over.
If we lose this Sunday, that's the nail in the coffin. Okay. That is the funeral service if we lose this Sunday. We cannot lose this Sunday. And my thing is, the Panthers, they have a better record, I understand, but they are not the Atlanta Falcons. Man, you just can't sit up here and tell me that. You can't sit up here and make me believe that regardless.
Yeah, that's fool's gold. Let's keep it real. That's fool's gold. But I guarantee, and Chris told me, I think it was last night or the night before. He said, man, do you know, even though we've been playing bad in all 4 games straight, we can still probably slide in the playoff back door. Because if you win against the next 3 teams, which is the Panthers, the Saints, and the Jets, even though you still got to play the Seahawks, and it was another team you said, the Rams. Even though you still got to play those 2 teams, you still have a chance to, slide in the back door in the playoffs, because a lot of these playoff teams you're gonna have to play down the stretch. So if you beat them, you marking your way back towards the back door. So, look, it's sad, man. But John, I absolutely 100% agree. He said hire Clint Kubiak at the Falcons. They said coach, he will fix Michael Penix when he brings the Seahawks to town. Just look at Sam Darnold when he blew out the Falcons. Clint Kubiak is the man, and Chris kind of brought that up on a video we did the other day, man. And he was talking about percentages and, that little chart we pulled up. Clint Kubiak was at the top, right? At the top. Yeah, so, man.
Yeah, man, he's at the top. But again, remember, on that same list, Arthur Smith was number 4.
Right. And we gave him all that grief. But the thing is, he didn't have this type personnel to coach. If he had this personnel we have right now, we'll probably be 7-2.
I'm talking about just
if Dan Quinn had this talent. If Dan Quinn had this talent after that in that third season, let's see, first season he was 8-8. So let's say season number 4, if Dan Quinn had this team, he would be a steady playoff team. Dan, what's up, man? Yeah, he would definitely be a playoff team. So look, it's just all about putting everything together and gelling. And you might be right. Clint Kubiak could be that. Zach Taylor could be a good offensive coordinator. Mike McDaniel could be an offensive coordinator. I mean, there's so many guys out there. One guy they need to get rid of is TJ Yates. What the hell is he doing? What the hell is he doing? If Michael Penix is looking this bad, that means you don't give him no input being a former NFL quarterback. And don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not all on the coaches because Penix got to go out there and produce. But you got to help him get on that track to becoming a better quarterback.
No, that's true, bro. Like, and to be honest with you, I would love to have Clint Kubiak, you know, at least as an OC or at least, but I know he's not leaving the Seahawks or anything. I know.
Oh no.
I mean, why would he unless a head coaching gig that he preferred would come available? But I just don't know, man. You know, him up there with McDonald, it seems like they have like a real good relationship going on up there. Sam Darnold, they are working. And Sam Darnold is now working with two different organizations and now succeeding.
Kevin 2 straight O'Connell,
years. Yeah, Kevin O'Connell years. First, now Mike McDaniel. So it's just like Mike McDonald.
But Chris, he had a coach to sit him down and talk to him and say, man, this is what you do best. You stick to this. We're going to game plan this way. We're going to scheme this way. All you got to do is go out and make key throws at the right time. That's what they did. And Earl, I want to agree with that, but we can't just sacrifice another season. It's getting old.
Yeah, bro, that's not fair.
It's getting old. Yeah, and we got to spend our hard-earned money to watch that trash. And it's not the players. Like I said, it's not the players. When I mean trash, I mean the coaches. Well, the coach, the head coach. Because I'm not faulting Jerry Gray. Because they can. One thing about assistant coach, they can only give so much input. And like I told you, if he had to put better veteran coaches around him to challenge him, Raheem would become a better coach. But he don't want that. He wants things done his way. He want to be, you know, the guy with the big ego in the room. And sometimes that could be your downfall. One thing my grandparents always told me, there's always going to be somebody that know more than you know. Right. There's always going to be somebody that do things better than you do. So you learn from them people and learn to observe and listen. And that was one of the truest things they ever told me, because some of the things I've learned to this day is because I sat back, shut my damn mouth, kept my eyes open, kept my ear open and listened.
Sometimes, man. My thing is you got two ears and one mouth for a reason.
Right. Exactly. Let me see. Exit 13 Philly, he had it again. He said, let's stop the Arthur Smith talk because he's so
we just building a point, man. You know,
we just throwing out a point. We ain't trying to give him no grace. Yeah, he screwed up too. But I guarantee you, he had a roster like this with a quarterback, I guarantee they would have been better. Because he did have Tyler Algier, and he ran for 1,000 yards with Tyler Algier. I give him that. But if he had Bijan Robinson the way he runs the football, you would have never had to worry about no damn shot going 4th and 1 on the goal line. You would have never had to worry about that because you knew exactly what he was going to do. And he kept the fullback. We had Keith Smith when he was here. So he knew how to run the football. He knew what to do. And he even knew how to run the play action. It just like when we talking about Zach Robinson, just like we talking about Zach Robinson, is situational play calling with these guys. When we in certain situations, they scared to do stuff. They just get lost.
Yeah, I feel like he would have just got in his own way. You know, he had a few my thing is people got to remember, he was competent for an OC, but at the same time, he had a lot of plays that still screamed, "Look at me." So I'm just like, nah. I don't give him any grace. I mean, I agree. You know, he had less talent, and if he had this talent, it would have been interesting. But overall, it was time for him to go as well. 7-10, 7-10, 7-10, and now so you're going into another situation. What you got, 8-9. We'll see what happens at the end of this season.
If they win under 7 games, I think he should get fired. I don't care. I mean, even though I know he's going to come back, you got to consider firing him if he had a less than 7 wins when you had another coach get 3 straight 7-10 seasons, and you upped your record to 9-8, which should have been better than that because you fell off at the end. I mean, he reached his ceiling. Let's get it right. He reached his ceiling. So, yeah, man. But Darnell Mooney, man, broken collarbone. We knew it. But again, Raheem Morris, he needs to. They need a better PR person. Because if they PR person telling them to say that stupid shit, man, they need to be fired.
Man, so again, things that make you go,
man, don't go on. Man, it's that bullshit.
Yeah, nah, it's again, it's not a good look. I mean, anybody that says, "Oh, this is okay," then that you're part of the problem. I'm sorry, but
absolutely.
But yeah, man, guys, it's just like we want to touch on this, and it was just interesting topic, interesting discussion because of course with everything that's going on with the team, we definitely had to bring it to you guys and let you guys talk about it as well in the chat as we talked about it up here on the screen. So always thank y'all for tuning in for that. I'm pretty sure, Smitty, we're still doing the temperature check on Friday, right?
Yeah, we got to get an injury report, man. We got to. We missed it last week because of the scheduling conflicts.
The storm too.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that too. Because man, look, it was storming out. What down through here, and my lights actually went out right around the time we were supposed to do it, and it didn't come back on until 2 hours later. So right. I mean, that was to me. That I mean, we had a good one wrote up too. But right. I mean, if you go look at the injury report from this week, it's extensive, and by it being that extensive, it might be a shit show Sunday too. But we gonna keep the faith up, man. But yeah, we had to talk about light your pants on fire. It's time for him to go, bro. I mean, it is, but I know they can't fire him because of the contract. So just bring in somebody that can competent in calling plays and developing quarterbacks. But we thank y'all for stopping through, man. You want to throw out your socials right quick?
Yes, man. First of all, thank y'all for always tuning in. Of course, y'all the lifeline of our shows. So please make sure y'all hitting the like button on A1 Forever Sports. Also hitting the like button on Smitty Sports Machine. We both greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys, some pulling up like y'all do. So, but A1 Forever Sports, that's the platform on YouTube. Come over, like, comment, subscribe, be a part of the A1 family. Hawks Digest as well, man. The Hawks right now, 2 games above 500. Right now on the West Coast swing, has a game tonight against the Utah Jazz after blowing out last night. Actually, we've had 2 blowouts on this West Coast trip now, including the one last night. So, lovely times for Atlanta right now. We're going to see what happens. I know right now Trae Young is still out. We'll see what happens when he comes back. It's going to be interesting. But right now, Hawks are 7-5, taking on the Utah Jazz tonight. So again, like I said, catch me over there. Twitter, A1 Forever. Instagram, A1 Forever. And the real A1 Forever on TikTok, man. Appreciate y'all as well, always.
Facts, man. Y'all know where to catch me at FatBoySlim_21 on Twitter. I'm always over there blowing that thing up, man. And catch me on Smitty Sports Machine daily as I try to put out at least 1 or 2 videos a day. I clip out videos from our live stream so other people can see who missed the show. And sometimes it, gives them an idea how the show and they go back and look at it. But I always thank y'all for tuning in, man, because without y'all, there would be no us. And we're going to roll on, man. And we will see y'all tomorrow night for the Falcon Friday wrap-up show. And going into Sunday, man, I'm just glad they're back home. Maybe we can have a barbecue outside at the Home Depot backyard grill and come out with a win. Because say it again.
No, I said, yeah, we can possibly have some home cooking, and maybe we need that, man. Maybe we need that.
Facts. We got a Seahawks fan in the building, man. Yeah. It's a great show.
He was coaches. Last time.
Yeah, man. Hey, Jordan. We're gonna have Steezy A. Smith, Seahawks content creator, on for the Seahawks game in a couple of weeks, man. So make sure you check that out, man. He's a great content creator. I call him nephew, man. He's a good friend of mine. Met him through social media and done a couple of shows with him, man. He's a very stand-up young guy that got his head on straight. And he's headed for big things, and I see it. So we'll have him on in a couple of weeks. But again, until Friday, man, we're going to holler at y'all because I got some chicken waiting on me in the oven.
There you go.
We're going to roll. Peace.